Captain Hank's Crab and Snack Shack, which is actually just on the edge of the water of Fowey estuary, which is really pretty. Lots of shops with all cool gear and paintings and art galleries. Really quite cute, although they're very crowded. So here's the harbour offices. I need to go and pay my fees. And what does it say here? Queen Victoria and Prince Albert landed on this quay September the 8th, 1846. So let's go and pay the bill. So I arrived at Fowey, not really understanding what I was in for really, but I've really been delighted because it's just really quite a remarkable place, just full of history and interesting things. Down in front of us is the town of, I think they call it Polruan. I think that's how you pronounce it, I may be wrong. And that's got a castle there on the left hand side, and on the right hand side of the estuary there's another castle, and they actually date back to the 1300s. Isn't that amazing? 1300. And what they used to do to defend themselves is drag a chain or hang a chain from one castle to the other to stop any opposition, enemy boats coming into the estuary. So over there is the town of Fowey with its church that's really quite closely packed into the town centre. Literally the streets are, you know, like sort of 2 meters wide, and there's a number of sort of mooring points and step off points here. I always love the way the sun sparkles on the water. Isn't that amazing? And there's a lot going on here. Over there there's a car ferry that takes you from one side to the other that locals use. There's a little bit of a yachting regatta going on there, and Mr. Harbour Patrol on VHF 12 come to keep us all in order. And you can see here that we're all on this lovely floating pontoon here. And for all you boat freaks, some really nice yachts that are moored alongside me. This is a Legend 36 called Schoolie 2, which is really nicely well decked out, looks great. And then there is a Sun Odyssey 40 something, which is really modern looking, and I think it's got all mod cons inside as well. But yeah, a really lovely boat. And here they come, a little flotilla of sailing boats. And I was saying to my brother that for all the holidays that we've had down in this area in Cornwall over the years, many times, going all over different parts of Cornwall, I've never been to Fowey before, so it's a really complete new experience, and really one that's really I've quite taken to. Little dispute there, somebody not giving way to sail in their motorboat, but I think he gave as much as it was sensible to do so in the circumstances. But anyway, no accidents. There's another one here, look, not giving way to sail. Well, he is a little bit, well, a little more considerate than the other one. But who knows, when you take a nice little dinghy sail out, that you take your life in your hands, but everything has its dangers, doesn't it? I wanted to show you Mini Mystique. So this is my tender. It's one I inherited from the previous owner, and I've had to do a lot of work on it to get it going, like refurb the engine and mend loads of leaks. It's still got lots of leaks in the bottom, which means that you can't go in your civvies. You've got to have your shorts and sandals on because you're going to get wet. It's a beautiful day on the ocean, and I left Fowey about 8 o'clock this morning. Had a fantastic time there, really enjoyed it, and now I'm actually crossing the bays. I've decided to go into Salcombe, which has got some great reviews. Sea state is just a little bit rolly, but we've got a good wind at 16 knots, and I'm currently doing 6 knots under sail, which is great because the last excuse me, the last 2 passages have been long ones. They've been under the motor for sort of 10 hours. So I've been going now about 5 hours, and it's really great to have that engine off and to be cruising. And I'll just quickly show you the sea state, the sail, and a bit of the coastline. Looking out to sea there is the Eddystone Lighthouse, and kind of sea state's fairly mild, 1 or 2 kind of rollies that are crossing my direction that are sort of pitching me a little bit, but it's not uncomfortable. We've got the full Genoa out and the full mainsail, so we're getting kind of the full push, and as you can see it's a lovely blue sky, and over there I think is the town of Loo. Just to the right is Plymouth, and we're making good headway. Yeah, so all's going well, and it's the first real, as I say, first real sail under sail rather than with the motor, and it's really quite relaxing. I've got the speaker connected to my iPhone with some classical music playing, and what could be better under the sun, a little bit of Vivaldi, and heading to a new destination. This is Salcombe, another estuary mooring, and over there to the right, you probably can't see, actually Mystique is rafted up out in the river, and I've just taken a river taxi at grand old charge of £1.50, really good value. Compared with Fowey it was £7 to get from the centre of the river to the town. That's each way, but nevertheless, here is a lot cheaper, but a beautiful morning, and everybody's starting to come alive. It's around 8 o'clock in the morning, but what I wanted to show you was, yeah, another cute, beautiful town, but I just wanted to show you the size of these pasties. Have you ever seen pasties really quite this big? Absolutely huge. Traditional Devon pasty, £4.85. So I think I'll buy a few of those, and this is in a traditional butcher's that's right in the town, but those are probably a meal for 4. Clotted cream fudge. Another Cornish classic. And a wonderful bakery selling, wow, Chelsea buns in abundance. big long queue for Chelsea buns. And all the window displays are really pretty. Right, the Fortescue Arms. Good for breakfast, I understand, so that's where I'm heading. And some people live in the most amazing places. Look at the view that this lady's got, look. It's absolutely stunning. It's like giving birth, isn't it? So, the birth of Mini Mystique. New tender. Because the previous one was dangerous, really kind of motoring along, and I could see the seawater flowing in, so that wasn't very good. So I've got this a super duper deal, and keeping the existing motor, and hopefully we'll be a lot safer on the water. Do you have to break a bottle of champagne or something?
Yeah, ideally.
Well, here I am in the new Mini Mystique, which you can just about see there. And I've just rowed from the harbour side. I'm just heading back to Mystique. I just thought I'd give a bit of a kind of expo into why I've had to buy a new tender. So over there is Mystique, the one on the right hand side with the tender hanging off the back, and that's the one that came with the boat. And when I got it out, it looked sort of okay. The motor runs okay, but the actual tender itself has got all kinds of problems. So at Fowey, I spent about 4 hours trying to seal it up with about 25 quid's worth of sealant, and I left that overnight, and it still leaked and it broke, and I think it's because it's old and it's just tired and all the joints are fretting. So the last thing I want to do is be out at sea or crossing to land in something that's not safe. So that's the reason why we've got a new Mini Mystique tender, and it's a Honda. It's a Honda Honwave. So hopefully, with that kind of reputation of a good brand like Honda, it should be good. So just got to get over there now. So you can see the gloopy attempts at repair on the old tender, and even at the back there, lots of gloopy attempts at repair that have failed sadly, and it let more water in than it kept out. So there's a regatta, a dinghy regatta in Salcombe today. It's a beautiful day. It's going to be 33 degrees, they say, on the weather forecast, one of the hottest days of the year. And here we've got the most cutest little dinghies, look, with their trysails. Looks absolutely fantastic. It looks fairly busy down there, with everybody tacking across upwind, so they're coming towards me. And tacking upwind. And here's the harbour control lady, just come to check on us, and probably I need to pay my fees, so she'll circle around the boat and come back again. And here's the taxi, come to pick me up for £1.50 to take me to the town here, so you'll come alongside. Today we've got our two friends with us, off on an adventure and breakfast. All those folks now going back to their moorings. And it's a really good service for £1.50 each way. Out they go to their yachts and boats and things. If you wanted to see how popular Salcombe is for boaters, look at all these tenders, look, there must be over 200 there, and that's only the half of it because there's another 400 over there, look, so it's fairly busy, and every one of those has got a family on that's moored up and they're enjoying the town. So off we go. Pub. Look, I've got an audience of 3 children that are looking at little Chesney, and Ralph is in the basket. I think he's asleep. Yeah.
The day the music died. So bye bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was down. No good.
Here we are approaching Brixham Harbour and Marina, just rounding the point now and heading towards the marina, which is just behind the breakwater that's in front of me in the picture there. So it's a nice calm day. I'm coming in on the motor and looking forward to a few nights on the marina. and that's because I've spent time in the estuary on buoys in Fowey and Salcombe, and Penzance was against the harbour wall with not really great facilities, although it was good fun. So here I'm expecting to be able to charge up the batteries and fill with water and walk from the boat straight onto land, which the cats will appreciate. Although Salcombe we did actually get off quite a few times with a taxi and take Chesney and Ralph ashore, which they absolutely loved it. But here we are approaching now Brixham, and it all looks great. And on childhood holidays, Brixham was always a place to go to. Great harbour and lovely things to do. And I can remember as a child going mackerel fishing with my brothers, and my brothers catching mackerel and then taking them back to the holiday camp and selling them around the campsite, which is really quite a kind of imprinted memory for me. So what I might do when I'm at Brixham actually is take a mackerel fishing trip off one of the small boats, just to reminisce that whole experience. That'd be great. And the head and rock formations as we approach are really quite spectacular. And over there is Brixham. So another 20 minutes and we'll be pulling out the mooring lines. And of course we've got the mandatory fishing buoys there, probably lobster pots, to be avoided, the bane of any sailor's life. There's another one, look, coming up here, and it's really good idea to keep your eyes peeled, because you don't want to get tangled up in one of those just as you're approaching the marina. So we're on the top of the fish restaurant looking over the fishing harbour, and the guys down there are busy getting the trawler ready to go out probably very early tomorrow morning on the tide. And there's the marina over there, Brixham Marina. I can actually see Mystique, but it's probably too small to point out, but she's out there somewhere. And on those docks that are surrounding the marina, there's lots of seals as well, all basking in the sunshine, having a lovely time. And then we have the lovely view over the town with the pretty coloured buildings up there. Can you see them? Look, there's pink, blue, yellow, and big trawler there leaning against the side. And when the tide comes in, that'll be floating and off it goes to fish the seas. And the brave men of the sea, look, the trawler guys getting ready. And there's a lady over there on one of the trawlers. So fishermen and women in Brixham.